Hi, my name is Dr. Terry Jones, and this is the Braveheart Show. Today we're going to continue to deal with the subject of Islam. Islam is of the devil. Today we are going to continue to see really the dangers of Islam. We're going to try to reveal their true face. Because as we know and what history has taught us, as long as they are in the minority, then they act as your friend. They act very peaceful. They act very laid back. But as they begin to advance in numbers, they become more and more aggressive. We have organizations in America. One of those are called the Freedom House. They do spot checks. They are like a watchdog group, and they look into mosque and into their activities. And they checked out the literature of over 200 mosques, some in Dallas, in Houston, Chicago, New York, D.C., L.A., Oakland. They discovered in those mosques a couple of hundred books. These books were put out, published, paid for by Saudi Arabia. They tell in these books how to deal with unbelievers. This is some of the statements that they have in those books. It says, hate them for their religion. If you study Islam, you find that Islam is a religion of peace only to the uneducated, only to the people with a lack of knowledge who have not studied the subject. Islam is not a religion of peace. In these books, they use the word hate many times. In a direct quote, they say, in dealing with infidels, in dealing with people like us, they say, hate them for their religion. They indoctrinate little kids. From a very young age, they teach them how to hate. It says, hate them for Allah's sake and oppose them in every way. This is what's written in their literature. This literature was found in those mosques in Dallas, in the cities that I mentioned. This is actually written in there. This is their teaching material. This is like if you, as a small child, you went to a normal church and you had Sunday school material. Sunday school material usually had in it all the story of David and Goliath. It had in there Noah's Ark, Noah building the ark, the animals coming. And this is their teaching material. This is their Sunday school material. It says to hate them for their religion. It says oppose them, not work together. You look at the Muslims in radical countries. You look at the radical Muslims. They are not trying to, as America has been called, the great melting pot. They are not trying to come into the society. They're not trying to be a part of the society. They are opposing the society. That's exactly what this literature says. It says, hate them for Allah's sake, oppose them in every way. Build up a wall of resistance against them. Build up a wall of resistance, because that is the goal of Islam, is to resist, to conquer, and then to destroy Western society. In these books, it says that things like democracy is responsible for all of the world's problems. This is going on in the United States of America. This is going on within our borders, in our free land. They say democracy is responsible for all the world's problems. Why would they say that? Because they are opposed to democracy, and they are for dictatorship. They are for Islamic laws, rules, and regulations that give no mercy, that are brutal. It says in those books that words like democracy and justice, these are words that our lifestyle, that our Constitution, that even partly our Bible is based upon justice. It says there that words like democracy and justice, these are words, these are activities, these are fundamental things of our society that they desire to destroy. Words like democracy and justice, brotherhood, equality, these type of words cause all the world's problems. Again, this was found within the walls of the United States of America. In major cities, this is their Sunday school material, teaching material to the young people, to the youth, to the adults. A far cry from what we want to welcome into our nation. A far cry from the foundation of our nation. A far cry from the Bible, from Jesus, the message of love and of forgiveness. The Iranian president, in a speech in 2006, and I believe, as I have read many times, I believe this is a very, very dangerous man. That this is a man that our government needs to listen to and watch, because I believe his hatred for Israel is true. And it is so true that he expresses that. This is a statement out of a speech of his in 2006. He said, "I therefore declare that this sinister regime, Israel," anyone who knows anything about Islam, we know that Islam hates Israel. We know that it is their desire to destroy Israel. He says this sinister regime, Israel, is the banner of Satan. It is the great banner of Satan. And at the end of the speech, as hard as this may be to believe, this is how evil Islam is. This is actually how evil these nations are. This is how evil these men and these leaders are. At the end of the speech, there is a great cry from him, and he is joined by the crowd that says, "Death to Israel. Death to Israel. Death to Israel." We live in a dangerous time. We live in a very explosive time. We must wake up. To quote Ronald Reagan said, "Self-delusion in the face of fact is folly." We must get our heads out of the sand and look at the world. Look at what is going on. Look at the difference between the Word of God, Jesus, the Bible, and Quran. Muhammad said in the Quran 4:168, "Those who disbelieve and deal in wrong, Allah will never forgive." He will never forgive them, neither will He guide them onto a road. That is the difference between our God. When we do wrong, when we are on the wrong road, when we're going the wrong way, God forgives us. Please stand up. Join us. doveworld.org. Join us in standing up for God, for the Bible, for Jesus Christ, fighting this evil while we still have time. Thank you.